Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Here we are. It's Wednesday, and I appreciate you being with me. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma, and this is what I call my morning musings. I'm reading an absolutely fascinating and significant book. It's entitled Covenant and the Metaphor of Divine Marriage and Biblical Thought, a study with special reference to the book of Revelation. It is by Sebastian Smolars. And in the book, he develops the marriage concept, winding up with Revelation being about the divorcing of Old Covenant Israel. You think maybe that might have some profound implications for the study of eschatology. Anyway, real good book. Don't forget, folks, I've just got to share with you my excitement about the release of a brand new study, 15 DVDs so far, on Acts chapter 1, 9 through 11, the promise that Jesus would come in like manner. Thank you so much for all of you who have already ordered. This series will be regularly priced at $44.95 plus $4.95 shipping, but until the end of March 2015, special price $35. Go to PayPal, send me $35 and say I saw the special offer on YouTube and Facebook on Acts chapter 1. Now, you can find my contact information on my websites, eschatology.org or bibleprophecy.com. My email is on there. So take advantage of this. The response has been very, very good. I appreciate that so very much. You know Acts 1, 9 to 11 is important, and I want to tell you, there's nothing else like this out there anywhere. So take advantage of the special limited time offer. Well, we're studying the Books of Thessalonians. We're studying whether there is a consistent, harmonious narrative concerning eschatology in both 1st and 2nd Thessalonians with a pardon me, with a view to winding up 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, examining that. We're in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. My thesis is this: the coming of the Lord and the gathering of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 is the coming of the Lord, the parousia, same Greek word, and the gathering of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. If, therefore, we can determine from Thessalonians, and particularly 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 now, that 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 cannot be referent to a time-ending, earth-burning event when every dead person who has ever lived and gone into the ground now comes out, then that means that 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 cannot be referent to that kind of event. And this is stunning, okay? This is absolutely stunning. Paul wrote to the church at Thessalonica and said, don't let anyone convince you that the day of the Lord, that is, the parousia, same Greek word as 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, and the gathering, the distinctive Greek word that is a reference to the resurrection. Don't let anyone convince you that the gathering has already taken place. Now, we are told that the gathering of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, i.e. the resurrection, the gathering of Matthew chapter 13. The, quote, orthodox, unquote, traditional church tells us that the gathering is when the church is literally removed from the earth. Every person who is alive, living in a physical body, is suddenly removed. Poof. Our dispensational friends tell us that's the rapture. Amillennialists and postmillennialists say, no, that's the end of the Christian age, which dispensationalists agree with, but they say, well, that's the time when earth burns up or is renovated and the church is removed. In either scenario, doesn't matter whether it's the view of the rapture or whether it's the view of the sudden removal and resurrection of every living or every dead person out of the dirt, Paul said, don't let anyone convince you it had already happened. Okay, now let's get this straight. The rapture is when the righteous are supposedly removed out of the world, right? The Thessalonians supposedly believed it had already happened. Wouldn't that mean that they believed they had been left behind? And wouldn't that mean Paul had been left behind? Why didn't they write to Paul, or why didn't they ask Paul, hey Paul, why are we still here? And oh, by the way, why are you still here, Paul, if the rapture had already occurred? And why are they still there if the earth supposedly burns up at the end of time? Or why are they still there? And why are the bodies in the graves? You see, the orthodox view, the traditional view of eschatology, does not explain and has no explanation for 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. The fact that the Thessalonians believed that the day of the Lord, it doesn't matter if you make that to be the rapture, the removal of the righteous, literally, physically, bodily from the earth, or it doesn't matter if you make it the burning up of the earth or the sudden radical transformation of the earth with the physical raising of all of the dead. None of that works in the scenario of the believers at Thessalonica saying it had already happened. Could anybody convince the entire church at Thessalonica that, oh, rats, the rapture occurred yesterday and we missed it? The rapture occurred yesterday and we've got to write to the apostles, oh, drat, they missed it too. You see the problems? You know, folks, we just have to catch the power of that simple, profound statement. Don't let anyone convince you that the day of the Lord had already come. Look, I developed extensively this problematic issue of the Orthodox traditional view of the day of the Lord in my two books, The Hymenaean Heresy. You know, there were some saying the resurrection was already past, i.e., all of the dead had supposedly come out of the grave. No, nobody could believe that. And how is this possible? Go to my website, eschatology.org or BibleProphecy.com. Order both books. Say that you saw the offer on YouTube or Facebook, and I'll refund your shipping. Look, you won't find another more in-depth discussion of this incredibly problematic issue. Some in Thessalonians believe the day of the Lord, that is, the coming of the Lord of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, had already occurred. How was that possible? Well, it was only possible if they had a different concept of the nature of the day of the Lord from something radically different from the Orthodox historical church. And we've got a lot more on that, and you just simply you get yourself a copy of these books. They'll blow you away, okay? Hey, thanks for joining me for this morning's Morning Musings. We'll see you on the flip side.